Alright guys, just this quick thing before the video starts. Fuck you YouTube. Okay, now the video is demonetized. Probably. Maybe. Um, well now at least Copy can't say that's family friendly, so I'm just gonna throw in a few words here. First of all, this is for people, 13 and up, so I don't get, abused by Kappa. And also, fuck you YouTube. Fuck you.
Hey guys, Anime E here. I'm back with What If Deku Had Koro-Sensei's Powers Part 2. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me how I did with this in the comments. Okay, so in Part 1, we left off with the UA entrance exam starting. Okay, so we're just going to start with the countdown. President Mike is counting down, and the gate open. Instantly, before anybody can even move, Deku powers up to full cal 50%. And he goes to Mach 10. So that way he's moving so fast that everybody around him sees him as a green blur. And it shocks everyone. Because, they were already wondering what his quirk was in part 1. So, since he's at 50% of full caling and he's moving at Mach 10, nobody's catching up with him. He is looking like a green blur just zooming around. And robots are dying left and right. Deku is so fast and is destroying so many robots that the other students can barely get any points. And remember how I told you last time that about 50% of full cal, with his bare hands, he can crush steel as if it was leg? Well, Deku has his katana, and he's using 25% of full cal. Oh, sorry, 50%? So, yeah, that just goes to show you how powerful he is right now. And he's just going to town on these robots. So, after racking up about 2,500 points, yeah, Deku made sure that he was getting into UA no matter what. Deku powers down and relaxes for the rest of the exam. That is until he hears someone screaming for help. He looks into the direction and he sees Uraraka. He doesn't know this is Uraraka because he never met her in this What If. But still, Deku has just a natural instinct for helping people. So when he sees that Uraraka is trapped under the rubble with the 0-point robot approaching, he instantly powers up again to about 60% of full cal. And zips Uraraka to safety. Like, he literally about pretty much teleports over to Uraraka. That's how fast he's moving. Gets her out of the rubble using his immense strength. Gets her to safety. And then turns around, goes back to the robot, and lands a 60% Detroit smash. Completely destroying the robot. And everyone is so surprised and shocked that basically to them, what they saw was in 1 second they heard someone screaming for help and a rocket trapped under the rubble. Next second, she's right in front of them, and the 0-point robot is destroyed. And the fact that Deku made it look so effortless really, really surprised everyone. And everybody's just so curious now of what Deku's quirk is. So anyway, fast forward to next week. Oh yeah, get used to me fast forwarding a lot because I don't really do the things in between. I mainly just go to the major plot points and go there. So yeah. So anyway, fast forward to next week and we resume with Deku walking in class. Now Deku got the top score in the school on the UA entrance exam because he got about 2,500 points, which is way more than anyone ever has. Now, when he walks into the classroom, he is greeted with just a bunch of people running up to him, asking what his quirk is, how did he do so well, all that stuff. But upon seeing everyone just rush up to him, Deku just ignores them and flash steps to his desk. If you don't remember what flash stepping is, it's basically when he moves so fast it seems like he teleports. Kind of like Shishui's body flicker. This is when Aizawa wakes up from behind the desk and tells everybody to sit down, and tells them about the Quirk apprehension test. And everybody is surprised that on their first day, not only did they have to skip the assembly, but they just might get kicked from his class. So he tells everybody to go outside, line up, and get ready. Get on your school uniforms and stuff. Everybody gets dressed and heads outside. First was the race, and do I even need to say this? Deku absolutely murders everyone in this category. The kid can go up to Mach 20 casually. It's not even a contest. Deku absolutely murders everybody in the category. Ida is second because he has jet engines, and Bakugo is third because of his explosions. Next in the weight is in the weights category. Remember how I said in his base form Deku was crashing bricks as if they were eggs? Well, he absolutely wrecks everybody again in this category. What a surprise. And since he has better control over one for all, he pretty much gets first place in almost every single one of these. The weights one, he outclassed everybody. Second place was the Shoujo, I think that's how you say it. The guy with the multi-arms. And third place was Sato, because he was able to have some sugar in his pocket. So that's how he got third. Next was those side-to-side jumps. I'm not sure if this was even, really significant, but Mileta got second place. And Deku got first place, because if you remember in the anime, Koro-Sensei was able to literally do the same thing thousands of times in a second. So yeah, Deku just absolutely murders everyone in every category. Last is the ball throw, and do I really need to say what happens here? I mean, literally, he has the strength to break steel with his hands when using full cow. When he throws the ball using just 50% of full cow, he, how do I say this? He breaks the sound barrier. Yeah, he pretty much got with Uraraka on the infinite. So, he got infinite, Uraraka got infinite, and third was Bakugo, I think. So, overall, Deku got first place in pretty much everything, so he ranked first, Bakugo got second, and Todoroki got third. And Mineta got last. But Aizawa said that he wasn't actually going to expel anybody, so Mineta still stays in the, the school classroom like in canon. But Bakugo is really pissed at this, that the fact that Deku is keeping up with him, and the fact that Deku beat him. So, like in canon, Bakugo tries to attack Deku, but before Aizawa can even stop him, Deku flash steps behind Bakugo and KOs him using his pressure points. It's a move I created called Flickering Stun. Basically, Deku goes behind a person, flash steps them, before they can react, he stabs a bunch of their pressure points. Pretty much A, paralyzing them, and B, stunning them. That's why it's called the Flickering Stun. And while Todoroki is watching all this, he becomes a lot more interested in Deku. Okay, this is where we're going to fast forward again to the hero versus villain training. Same team as in canon, Deku and Uraraka versus Bakugo and Ida. And Deku and Uraraka are talking about their plan, because Deku is basically telling her, okay, this is what you need to do. Deku tells her that he wants her to head straight for the bomb while he takes out Bakugo, since Bakugo is the biggest threat. The test starts, and Bakugo immediately rushes towards Deku and finds him. Bakugo wastes no time and immediately uses one of his gauntlets to pull one of the biggest explosions he ever has. Deku effortlessly uses his speed to get out of the way. Like I'm talking, it wasn't even close. Okay? So after that, he flash steps behind Bakugo and uses a 25% Detroit Smash, which almost snaps Bakugo's spine in half, which effectively knocks him out immediately. So yeah, Deku almost broke Bakugo's spine. But after a few seconds of realizing what he had just done, Deku just stands there kind of horrified. But then he realizes that he has regening on him, so he tries to give Bakugo a little bit of his regen. Not enough to regen him fully, just enough to make sure that there was no permanent damage. If you're wondering how he does this, the method is not the best, but he basically just gives Bakugo a drip of his blood. Don't worry, Bakugo does not get one for all, because he wasn't trying to give one for all. He was just trying to give some of his regen qualities. So anyway, Deku immediately rushes towards Uraraka, who is on the top floor, having a battle against Ida, who is just kind of goofing off right now at this point. However, when Deku gets right into the room, he immediately goes to about Mach 2, outmatching Ida so fast that he pretty much uses Flickering Stun on him too. Going behind him, using his pressure points, and knocking him out immediately. All the other matches go the same as in canon. Fast forwarding to the USJ, guys, I know this probably must be infuriating that I'm just skipping forward to the major plot points, but nothing really happens in between it. Like, please tell me one significant thing between the hero versus villain training and the USJ incident. It's okay, you can put it in the comments. I'll read them. I read all of them. Alright, so on to the USJ incident. I'm just going to start off exactly when the League of Villains attacks, because there's nothing really to do before that. It's just a bunch of boring monologue. So Kurogiri is the first one to into the portal, since he is the portal. After him, Shigaraki, Nomu, and all of the extras appear. I'm calling them extras because they're filler. Well, they're not really filler, but they're just kind of there. They don't really do anything. They appear looking for All Might, only to realize that he's not there. So Kurogiri starts attacking the students, and Shigaraki gets the plan that if he starts attacking the students, maybe All Might will show up. Stupid plan, but whatever. It works. Because soon after teleporting all the students, what they didn't expect is Deku to go Mach 5 and pretty much rush and get All Might and be back in the span of a few seconds. And Shigaraki, not really planned for this kid's speed, tries to take out Deku while All Might fights the Nomu. Now Deku tries to get Shigaraki with his speed, but Kurogiri keeps protecting him, aka throwing him through portals, or if Deku tries to get in a hit, he'll either use a portal on Deku or use a portal on Shigaraki. So Deku isn't having much luck, but he looks over to All Might and sees that All Might's kind of getting whooped. Like, literally. Like, he's holding out, but that's it. Just holding out. He's not doing any damage to the Nomu. So Deku decides to leave Shigaraki alone for a minute so he can help All Might defeat the Nomu. Now, when this happens, Deku does one of the coolest things I'm going to let him do in this series. He uses one of his strongest attacks that he's been training, and he calls it One for All Full Caling Lingchi. If you don't know what Lingchi is, it's an old Japanese torture method where you would die by 1,000 cuts. Yeah, like somebody would cut you 1,000 times and you would slowly bleed out and die. Kind of graphic, but there's a reason why I put it in here. Because Full Caling, One for All version of it. Remember what in part 1 when I said Deku went over katana and life training, and he usually keeps one of these things on him? Well, during the USJ, he always kept his katana on him, ever since the slime incident happened with Bakugo. So yeah, but he never uses it on anybody unless it's a villain, and since it's his first time, he decides to use it. So, remember also during part 1 when I told you guys that, he had found a way to infuse his sword, his katana, with a much stronger metal, allowing him to also slice through steel to match his power? Well, this is where this comes in handy. See, the physical buffs provided by One for All, extra strength, extra speed, on top of his already insane strength and speed. So basically what Deku does is he pulls out his katana. He uses 50% of Full Caling, which buff his speed and strength to enormous amounts. And because of that, what he does is he lunges towards his opponent and slices or cuts depending on the durability of the opponent. Since it's a low move, he'll only be able to cut it. But if it was something like, something small as if it was a Zetsu, or if he was fighting the actual league, like the League of Villains that attacks during the summer training camp incident, then it'd be easier to actually slice through them and slice them into pieces. But if you was fighting someone like muscular, all for one, basically someone with a very high durability, he would just cut them. So since it's a Nomu, he's cutting him 10,000 times. Yeah. With a sword that can cut through steel. it's not looking good for the Lobo. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So using this attack, he basically pulls out his katana and slices or cuts his opponent 10,000 times in less than 5 seconds. It's super deadly. And if it wasn't for the Lomu's regen qualities, he would be dead immediately. But because the Lomu can regen, it started regening it. But All Might sees his opportunity to kill it before it starts to before Lomu could regen, and he uses a 100% Texas Smash. Remember in canon when one of those things changed the weather? Yeah, 100% Texas Smash pretty much locked Lomu to space and took out about half the villains left. What can I say? Don't underestimate All Might. Well, anyway, Lomu defeated as well as the other villains, Shigaraki and Kurogiri abandoned the mission and tried to escape. Unfortunately, they did escape because, for plot reasons, I need them to stay alive. Yes, I'm using plot armor. Sue me. But the next day, Aizawa announces that the UA Sports Festival is coming soon. So, get ready for that in part 3. But I will give you a little insight about what happens in part 3. Deku is going to train way, way, way harder. And he's going to unlock a lot of cool abilities and more ultimate moves like the full Kali Lingchi. So guys, this is What If Deku Had Koro-Sensei's Powers Part 2. I hope you enjoyed, and Part 3 will be out soon. Bye!